What's up, my man?
What's up?
How was the arcade museum of arcadeness, of
It
museumness?
was amazing.
It sounded amazing, dude.
Shout out to Fun Spot, world's largest arcade.
Yeah.
Not a very hard
We
achievement in 2021, but I dig it.
We only got the world's largest pinball museum over on our side over here in Vegas.
Pinball's fun too. We played some pinball.
Like 10,000 square feet of just pinball.
That is a lot of pinball. Not gonna lie.
It's like every machine you can think of from the 60s on. But yeah, anyway, man, how are you?
I'm doing good. How's my audio?
Sounds great, dude. What are you eating?
Cool. It is hamburger helper, but I'm gonna have to stop that now that we're recording.
See, that's how good the mic is. I can catch that you're chewing.
I know. Not bad.
All good, man. All good.
So, are we waiting
Here, you
for?
must smell this.
We're
She's
waiting
coming.
for Katelyn. Okay.
She's coming. She is enjoying her day off. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yes, that's always good. Days off are fucking sweet. Today was my day off. So how are you guys doing? How's the kids?
Good, man. Good. They're on. They're doing game day. We do game day on the weekend. So like Saturdays and Sundays, they can play Minecraft, Brawlhalla. You name it, they're playing it. Today though, I've been vegging out on the forest.
Oh yes. I've heard. I've heard much
God,
about the forest.
dude. It's dope. Dope potatoes. It's the shit.
You still playing with Josh?
He will not play with me.
No.
No, I think my Minecraft baby out, or either that, or he just lost his taste for it. But, you know how insane I take Minecraft, right?
Yes.
So this is like Minecraft for adults, man.
Yeah, I mean, you were telling me all about it on the last podcast. It sounded wicked fun.
Oh, it's fun, dude. It's a lot of fun. The sequel is supposed to be coming out soon. I think sometime this year. But for a $20 title, I haven't really what my screen time on my phone has been is down something like 30% because of this game. Yeah, like most of the time I'm surfing Reddit, checking like prices on crypto, texted with you, just existing on the phone. I haven't really had much time to look at my phone, except for maybe like a few. Where is this item, or how do I accomplish this feat, sort of thing.
Surfing Reddit is how you make millions of dollars now, apparently.
Speaking of which, man, yeah, how about that? How about that wonderful cry face that our boy Vlad made? Dude, that's insanity going on Reddit right now.
Yeah, I'm about to have her opened up for the podcast here, because God knows we're gonna dive all into it today.
Oh, for sure.
We'll wait for oh, there she is.
I'm here.
All right, awesome. So
we'll manipulate it so that there's no crossover.
Yeah, you like took my room.
Oh, I'm coming out. Hold on, give me a sec. I had to get my shoes.
He's like literally just like following me in the bedroom. I'm like, can you like go away?
Nah, I want to hear myself twice.
Get in the box, Blangs.
The box. Hold on.
You belong outside.
Yep, exactly. I'm going outside. Going to the box. Going to the studio. Recording studio. Got to set up like egg cartons on this shit so they can't hear me talking or coughing.
That's what I need to get.
Oh, a recording room?
Well, I have that, but I need soundproofing.
Get like that the weird egg carton waffling that you would put on your bed. Just put that shit on the wall.
Yep.
If you can find one that's gray, it'll look cooler. So, were you able to pick up any GameStop this weekend?
I got.
Go ahead.
Oh, you. Oh, go. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I don't have any GameStop. No. I have 7 shares of AMC and 4 shares of Nokia.
Okay. all the stocks of companies that were big when my wife was a kid. The 90s
Pretty much.
stocks.
Yeah, so
Nokia's like the dinosaur phone. Like they're still gonna find it millions of years later because it's just indestructible.
It'll still work.
Well, their company is still around. They're actually still one of the biggest telecommunications companies out there, providing services to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like already working on 6G.
6G.
So let's get right into it. Yeah, how much?
I was able to get one GameStop on Friday. I bit the bullet and I pulled what I had made from one other stock, and it was enough to get one share of GameStop.
That's still really good. One whole share.
One whole share. And then I have a share of AMC as well.
So let's dive right into it. Over the week, a group from Reddit called Wall Street Bets have come together and decided they were all gonna fuck over the hedge companies who are shorting GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and BlackBerry. And my God, did they do it?
Yes, they did.
It's gotten so bad that on Wednesday, Robinhood decided that they were going to stop selling GameStop, AMC. You couldn't even look them up.
No.
It was Robinhood, E-Trade, and a few other places.
Well, you know.
What was it? Today at 2:30, I got a notice from them that you can only get one more GameStop share for your account. That's it. You're limited to one. And it has a list of like costs and AMC, Express,
I guess that's better
Nokia.
than zero.
Yes.
So
but still, they're like, no, you only get one.
Manipulating the market.
Only one.
As opposed to, completely manipulating it. Just slightly.
So a lot of people were saying that, because Robinhood is owned by Citadel, the bank, and Citadel is owned by Melvin, which is the top hedge fund company that is shorting GameStop. GameStop was shorted to 140%. And because of that, they lost $70 billion this week. Billion with a B. And Robinhood decided to shut it down. Now, it looked very suspicious because of, the money trail. So it turns out it's not that simple. I mean, yes, it does seem to benefit the hedge fund that is shorting. Yeah, it's shorting. The people that we are taking money from right now own Robinhood. But it actually, Robinhood, I'm trying to think of the name. So there's brokers, and then there is cleaning houses.
Clearing houses.
Yeah, clearing houses. Thank you. So Robinhood actually is a self-clearing house, and actually isn't owned. They don't have connections with, say, Apex is a very big clearinghouse company, the ones that Webull and a bunch of other people go to. So the markets that still run off of these clearinghouses were able to stay up. Robinhood ran out of money. So the way it works is when you buy a stock, you're not actually buying the stock. The broker actually has to get the money from the clearinghouse, and they buy the stock and kind of hold on to your money until you sell. For whatever reason, it is not legal for you to go directly to the stock and buy it with cash in hand. And I'm going to call that a whole other level of manipulation from these guys that have been going on for years.
Right.
Talking about middling's been around since the beginning of time. You're doing something? I just want to make money off of your thing.
Yep. And so Robinhood has been a self-clearing house. So they ran out of money.
Which is a liquidity problem.
They have a liquidity problem, no matter what the hell their CEO says. So that's it. Yeah, as much as I want to believe they did it to benefit the people that give them money, they did it because they didn't have money to buy stocks anymore, which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all started up in Wall Street Bets, started by a guy named Deep Fucking Value. This guy is the real Robin Hood.
Guy.
Did you guys see his interview that he did? I think it was with CNN or something like that.
No.
I read part of it.
Oh my god, it's glorious, Blangs. He comes on this thing with a Game Over t-shirt, a red bandana, and red warmers on his wrists. This guy is the fucking man. Let's just say that.
So he's just us sitting at home in the pandemic.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just
well, he's you. I don't wear the bandana. You do. I know you do. And the wristlets, the wrist warmers. So what is that?
I'm wearing them now.
Yeah, I knew it. See, I got you pegged.
It is so funny. I've seen one Redditor say, I've purchased a red bandana since the interview, and I'm not taking it off until GameStop hits 1,000.
Well, Robin Hood is in trouble regardless.
Yes, so the SEC came out and said that they were going to investigate him, and then there's going to be a Congress hearing on Robin Hood specifically.
Well, there's going to be a lot that happens. The Congress hearing is probably due to the fact that hedge funds are losing billions. You don't have a Congress hearing because the little guy's suffering. You have a Congress hearing because some rich guy got mad. So I'm willing to bet that a lot of this backlash that we'll see from the government is less about putting Robin Hood in its place and just sweeping it under the rug as they usually do so that it can go back to business as usual. And they can continue printing the money and inflating the cost of a gallon of milk to $10 as well.
Oh, it's really the best thing that has happened in these last couple of years is this whole Robin Hood thing, and I should say this whole glorious GameStop thing. Yeah, I cannot believe the little guy has figured it out. You know, people have been saying there's going to be another Occupy Wall Street, and this is it. I think this is
the Occupy. This is the war that you have to fight. You took it to their world, which is the financial world.
Yeah, this hits so much harder than a bunch of people showing up on a street and barely making it to Wall. I don't even think they made it to Wall Street, right? They made it to the park.
Let's be honest, nobody cared.
And nobody cared. Yeah, you didn't hear about it.
Be real, nobody cared. Nobody fucking cared. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, we all want to pat ourselves in the back and be part of a huge movement and a revolution. In the end, this just goes down as another amazing economic move where business left themselves wide open. They got fat and lazy. But we saw that happen in 2008.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Now it's a repeat, and we're doing what they do to them, and they can't do anything about it because they were playing by their rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, I explained it to my 8-year-old in Minecraft terms, and she looked at me with this shocked, horror face. She did not want to pay back the 5 diamonds at 200% per diamond.
None of us do.
She goes, "Why would you borrow the diamonds in the first place?" I said, "Because it's quote-unquote guaranteed money." She goes, "Nothing is guaranteed." I said, "You're pretty wise for an 8-year-old.
You have a very smart 8-year-old.
He gets it from mom. So the whole concept of shorting, dude, you know what we're just seeing, honestly, is a big, huge, threw on a tie and you put diamond sparkle dust on it, and you said it's really this is high intelligence shit, and really it's nothing more than a fucking loan shark in a casino that's fucking loaning the baccarat players $5,000 at a time and fucking charging them 20 points a week. It's not any different. It's not. Only they're playing a rigged game of baccarat because they own the casino and they're playing in their own house. And so they get to go through the cards before they go on the table. Only this time they didn't think we were smart enough. You said 140%?
Yeah,
was shorted?
Yep.
So that's means
insane.
They borrowed 40% more than was available. So when they have to pay that all back, what's going to happen? They have to buy from each other? What? I don't even know.
So what seems to have happened already is they stopped the sale of these stocks and crashed them so hard compared to what they were at, say Thursday. It's went from GameStop alone went from 500 to 300, and it's just throughout the weekend looks like it was tanking hard. They're doing everything they can to make an artificial dip and scare off people into selling.
Now,
all you can do is just hold.
Have you seen some of the actual media backlash that Reddit has put back into the world against this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, explain.
Hey, so why don't you send Theo the picture in the Discord, and go ahead and just do the one you showed me that was full on. He already paid for it. It's running right now. You can see it, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen Monday.
What?
Billboards.
Oh, well, those things. Oh yeah. Okay, hang on a second.
So
billboards.
In the big media blitz that's going on with influencers and the FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, all that fun stuff that's being pressed, trying to shape a financial opinion to the people who have money so that they can get the way they want it, i.e. fix the deck. These people on Reddit realized that there are some of the most effective ways to get your opinion out that don't necessarily have any real marketing value, and they're called billboards. And since they don't have any real marketing value, they're really cheap to buy out for periods of time. And so one Redditor decided to buy out which one is it?
They got the billboard on Times Square
for 2 days that just says "Hodl GME."
Oh no, the one in
GME
the one
to the
on,
moon. That's the one it is, isn't it?
GME go.
Oh yeah, GME go Bert.
This is amazing. This is really cool.
So
yeah, they're finding out that they can get it. They can get it I want to say it's $18 an hour to rent one of these.
You're paying the intern's level of pay, not necessarily fast food worker, but maybe their manager an hour.
So it's gonna be on NASDAQ. I'm seeing it pop up in every major city right now. Somebody somewhere is renting out billboards, and it's all about GME and holding it.
Yeah, I'm on Reddit right now, and the top post is it's a simple reminder for Monday. GME only. And then 3 full scrolls of comments is just, this is the way. For 3 full scrolls.
Yep.
So I actually got myself in a precarious situation because I have AMC and Nokia. And if Wall Street Bets is forgetting about those two and just trying to hold GameStop, it puts me in a weird situation where I'm not sure what to do.
They're gonna be dominoes, man. There's always a point of attack. You have Normandy, and then you have, you've got Omaha, you've got your different points, but there's gonna be one that does it, one that's, you remember.
Yeah, so should I sell AMC and buy into GameStop?
No, I would hold that AMC. With AMC and how their stocks went up. I read that they were able to actually pay off their debt. AMC is okay now because
they're solvent. They're good.
Yeah, they're good because
so you're actually invested in a good company now, as opposed to before where the fear was.
Okay, so just hold on to that. That's a good call.
At least that's what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
They being the in the quotations of the depends on your sources.
The they, yeah.
The they.
So what do you think is going to come out of this? Do you think the little guy wins? Do you think it goes up to 1,000?
I think it goes
further.
I think that mathematically speaking, if what happens and people actually understand what they're doing and they all continue to push the pressure, it's gonna squirt out so much money. It's like, I don't know, dude. It's a pressurized thing of toothpaste. You're not gonna ever gonna be able to get it back. But this might be the one way to liquidate bags that we're never ever going to liquidate in the first place. This is sinking massive Titanics that were holding so much resources that nobody had a chance, at least as far as what was available. I'm not saying that there's an infinite amount of wealth to be gained, but you can always find something worth something and then trade it for money. There's a limited amount of money. And these guys were holding on to a lot of it and weren't letting it go. It wasn't going to get out.
Yeah, I'm curious. It seems like, from experience with just people and how these markets work, if they get, if it does shoot up to beyond 1,000 and this and that, and then they call for the big sell, right? Is that it? Is it over? Or are the floodgates open? Are they going to immediately switch to somewhere else and do it again? Is it going to be possible to do it again?
It's already happening, but it's happening in a way without middlemen. It's called DeFi. It's cryptocurrency. Check it out. But there's this issue with so many middlemen inflating it in the middle, creating this inflation, and regardless, the system's flawed because it has to be continued to be built upon until it gets to the point where it's so big it can't fail. Well, there's no such thing as so big it can't fail. And if the big sell comes in and everybody wants their money and there's no money there, we either find ourselves in a situation where the government prints a bunch of money so that they can pay off their debts, or a bunch of people aren't getting paid.
And are they going to let that happen?
How do you not let it happen?
Well, we've already seen, we've already talked about some of the market manipulation. Yeah, cheating. Yeah.
Right, cheat, but that's going to come out. You can't do it anymore without it being obvious, because this is the math based on your rules in your game. We're playing by the rules. Look, it's right here in the playbook. The SEC is the only one who can stop the sale. So what's really going on? If you're just a terrible business person and your ego stopped you from doing that, well, you just committed a felony for your ego.
Well, if you remember,
right?
Yeah, and what it concerns me is if you remember the big market crash of 2008, nobody got arrested from that. Nobody got in trouble. The people
somebody got in trouble,
bailouts.
But he was let off. I think one guy got held liable for the whole thing, but he was let off in the end. You got to understand that this whole system is it's okay by the government. This whole thing is okay. And now they're getting caught. It's just like politics, where this weird insurrection thing, and now ties. I don't even want to go there right now because of stuff that's coming out, and I don't really care whose sources you're listening to. The bottom line is guilty parties in all parties, and they're all connected, and they've been connected because there is no real two parties. It's all just a big fucking smoke and mirrors game. Here's a conspiracy theory. All the poor man investment platforms are actually owned by Russian shells, and they're used so that the Russians can tank our economy. So they can find out what people are actually interested in versus what investors are using, and combine the two to tank our economy.
I'm not sure about that. I think people like making conspiracies up about Russia.
Oh, I'm sure, but keep in mind too, this is...
If you said China, I'd be like, oh crap, let me look into it. But I think this whole Russia thing is getting old.
Oh, I have mad respect for the Russian hackers. They've done a great job of creating what I call a tower of silence. It's you look at them, you revere them as the best in the world. You don't really know what they're done or who's in it or what they're capable of. And really, the truth is, it's all lies and misdirection, and there's no real truth to any of it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful tower of silence, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. In a very, I don't know, half-baked way. I do understand what you're saying.
Honestly, dude, the Russian hackers are good. The Russian hackers are some of the best in the world. They have to be lauded that way, though. You don't hear how good the American hackers are, though.
No.
Because remember, the news is literally just spitting a narrative to try to get us to feel a certain way about what they want us to be interested in, right?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, this whole shit's fucked. It's nice to see after the election that we went through, both sides kind of unify with everything, saying, Robin Hood is wrong.
Well, at this point, they've got a great scapegoat to take their eyes off the fucked upness of Capitol Hill. But in the end, it's all combined. It's all fucked up together.
Do you guys remember what I was saying? I think it was maybe 2 podcasts ago when we were talking about, the coronavirus and all this stuff. And what I told Josh, it's just like, yeah, we are, our country's really fucked, but we are so good at distracting ourselves from it.
Oh, yes.
We just did it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's talking about the virus or this or that. It's
well,
I mean,
the ones that are, it's European countries that are talking about the virus, and they're being real about it. You know what I mean? Like they're going, "Hey, this is what's happening." Sucks.
But back to the hedge funds. Do you guys know who the Secretary of Treasury is?
Jeff. No, I don't.
Her name is Janet Yellen.
Yeah.
Is this the interim secretary for the Treasury?
I believe just Secretary of Treasury.
Well, I'm saying there was somebody who's temporarily in there until they have somebody sworn in, and I haven't been keeping up. So has she been sworn in, or is like it?
Yeah, she was an incumbent since January 26th, so she must be sworn in with the Biden administration.
Okay,
and
so yeah, they're waiting.
She was just paid like $800,000 or something like that by Citadel to make a speech about the whole situation. So they have one in there, man. Like the same people that are shorting GameStop and losing money and going, like, all these hedge funds, they now own our treasury.
They always have.
Like, it's in our face now, though. It's like, it's absolutely crazy.
Well, that's the difference. That's what I'm saying. This is where we're playing by your rules, and now you're going to go ahead and bait and switch. So it'll be interesting to see what the government does. Because if they just outright like side with Wall Street, then
you know what Biden?
You know what's going on.
You know what Biden said about this whole situation? Oh, Janet's a woman. Cheers.
The fuck does that
Cheers.
mean?
She's a woman.
Like,
we have a woman in there. Yeah. How great? Yeah, she's great. She's a woman. Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
bro.
it. Yeah.
So
woo, we had a woman.
Is that his literal quote? If that's the quote, does that inherently, like, there's like an inherent statement that's being stated in there?
Let me see if I can look up the actual quote. But yeah, that's basically what he said.
I hate to paraphrase him saying that because there's like inherent flame behind that statement, and I don't think he's that like senile yet. You know, maybe he made some passing statement about how progress is being made, and he's really proud that we were able to elect a woman to a position like this.
It's definitely all shade and smoke, and
But to say the reason why everything is cool is because she's a woman, that's like, that's kind of that's spin in and of itself, bro. I need to hear the quote.
Yeah, he picked her, like, specifically. He's the one who picked her.
Oh, well, then he's corrupt as fuck. That's all I have to say. If she could take $800,000 to make a speech about this to protect Citadel's ass, yeah, fuck that. He's corrupt as fuck. Just based on those two, that's how I would spin it. You're both fucked. That's what I would say. Like, if you get handpicked, and your reason is you're handpicked is, well, forward progress in the gender inequality issue in official positions, well, obviously then she's not there for her credentials or her credibility. Therefore, she's just there as a face to fill a seat. I don't know. Like, that's what you're telling me, and it hurts. It hurts deep when it's so blatantly obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could find the actual quote for you. Unfortunately, I'm not as quick-fingered as Josh. And there's a lot. Everybody's talking about this GameStop thing, and I'm not even sure Google would want to show me quotes like that anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what matches.
But I have heard it from a couple different sources.
When you look at something, well, let's I
think we lost you, Blanks. I think I lost
that particular sport.
Okay, there it is.
And they talk about these weird spreads, like we're talking, I don't know, 32-point spread with 28.3 seconds left on the clock. And they go to a commercial. And then they come back, and magically all these fouls happen. I don't know why you would even do it, but magically, and all of a sudden the game goes the other way. And of course, it's like game 4 in the postseason. And sure, I guess stuff goes that way, but I mean, how long can you manipulate a narrative until it becomes obvious? And this is the conspiracy theorist perspective. I see it happening on Capitol Hill. I see it happening on Wall Street.
I mean, I have a quote from him, from Biden, saying that this whole thing is a unique crisis.
He's right. It is unique to this moment because it's a one-time thing for this, but it doesn't necessarily not represent a general problem that's been repeating over and over and over again. Yeah, he's a politician. Everything he says is snaky. Business is really good at it, but business is selling. Business is like obvious what the direction is, you know. Politics, you can't be obvious. You got to make it look like you're saying what you want everybody believing you to say. It's snaky, man. And he's a politician through and through.
Yeah, he says that this is a crisis and they have to act now to stop the market from crashing. And that's on Daily Mail. Quotes from Biden.
Well, yeah, I agree. Something has to happen. If it's like 2008, nothing's going to happen. Some rich guy's going to get bailed out. And a bunch of poor people are going to get screwed again.
Oh, I think he's talking about us. And I think we are the crisis. But that's putting my own spin on it, right?
We always have been.
Yeah.
We always have been.
What actually I'm a little nervous about, right, is if Congress, the Senate, and Biden all decide all the people are rich now. They don't need more stimulus or help or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them making that weird-ass connection.
They pulled themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah. Oh, we're good now.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If that does happen, where America gets lied to again and they don't deal with it, then they deserve what's coming to them. Period. At this point, I mean, come on, dude. You guys like literally following these guys based on your needs, not on the needs of what everybody needs. So because of that, you're getting exactly what you deserve. And you gave up a lot of rights. You gave up a lot of stuff for some fucking benefits.
Yeah, well, guess who's working hand in hand with Biden on the stimulus check right now? Janet Yellen.
Who?
Janet Yellen, the Secretary of Treasury. Yeah, that is owned by Citadel. So it's like, I wonder if we all get fucked out from that. If we don't get any of, if that was it, $1,400 he was trying to give us, because they could use this as an excuse to be like, oh, they're good now. They don't need money. And if we just give them more money, they're just going to put it back in the stock, which is what we're going to do.
Well, but to speak for 15,000 people out of hundreds of millions, that's once again a wake-up call for America. And if you don't understand that, you should get fucked. Sorry. There's so many. I'm sorry. I hate to do this, dude. We're in an abusive ass fucking relationship. And if you guys don't fucking wake up and be strong enough to stand up and fucking either do something about it and take care of it, then you deserve, unfortunately, the life that you've built for yourself. That's the life you want. That's what you're saying to me. And I know we are trapped in a broke ass system, but we found a fucking loophole and we're putting pressure. And now they're fucking bleeding out their assholes. So if you don't understand the depths of the importance to push, this is the right to bear arms. This is your right to uprising. This is the stuff that you're supposed to be doing.
This is people taking out their arms and fucking shooting it in the air.
This is standing up for the people as opposed to an individual. And right now, individuals are benefiting so deeply. It's so just disgusting how many times in my own life I've decided to benefit myself and screw somebody else because I didn't at the time understand the consequences of my actions, because my picture of the world was so small. As I get older, my view both shrinks and grows. I get a little more selfish and I get a little more selfless, if you understand what that means. And
I do.
And it's weird to see the dynamic contrast in the people who are still acting like a 15-year-old child at the age of 70. And I'm not naming anybody specifically. I'm just saying that they are so trapped in the accomplishments and what was and how it's supposed to be and how it isn't, that they never do change anything. And it's always just that nasty child that needs to be given everything. And we'll
Oh man, I hope this isn't.
Sorry, ranting.
No, it's all right. My computer keeps cutting out, and I'm hoping it's not my computer. But it seems to be something funky going on here.
The fucking who knows? Who knows, man? I hope I'm coming through. If I'm not, I'm not. It's fine.
I hope I'm coming through.
Over. You're coming through
I
just
hear
fine.
ya.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So moving on to more your side of the whole shebang here.
Yeah.
There is now a Reddit called Satoshi Street Bets. And Satoshi Bets. Yeah, growing fast, yeah. And every single there's no debate, it seems like. They're going after Dogecoin. Dogecoin is about to skyrocket.
Doge to the moon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that. I won't ever. I have before, but only because it was a great bearer for gambling. But I don't gamble online, and so I don't touch that coin anymore. But it's I'll be honest with you, bro. It's a great coin to do this with because it really has no purpose, and it's like a big middle finger. And it was a joke because they picked it up knowing people were going to buy it and lose money.
I have seen a couple other people throw XRP in the mix too, though.
XRP, in my opinion, had the best chance of being a functional currency in the United States, so the SEC had to get rid of it.
I kind of noticed that. On my hunt to get XRP, which I still haven't acquired because it's basically impossible for me. Not only has the U.S. decided they want nothing to do with the coin, most of these Chinese cryptocurrency exchanges have decided they want nothing to do with the U.S. And on top of that, I'm in New Hampshire, which seems to want nothing to do with cryptocurrency. Yeah. You can't buy crypto on like PayPal or Robinhood or any of these apps if you live in New Hampshire specifically.
VPN and you'll live in New York or Oregon or some shit. I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's about time to get a VPN. Yeah, it seems to be some really shady shit going on in the cryptocurrency world that I wasn't really aware of before.
So the U.S. is basically being like they were in the 40s to the rest of the world to cryptocurrency. They're like, no, we don't need it. We don't want it. It's not good. And I really do feel like the U.S. has created a backbone of trade. The reason being is because traditionally speaking, cryptocurrency, which is hated in the United States, cannot be traded in the United States, is listed, and maybe it's just a big middle finger, but is listed against the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, so say Coinbase, right? You cannot buy XRP or Dogecoin on Coinbase. Too volatile is what they say.
Well, XRP is illegal. It's an SEC, like the SEC has sued them, and then the guys who sued them stepped down like 2 or 3 days later or some shit and just left it for the next guys to deal with. It's Coinbase is going for an IPO. We know this, right? You know this. So that's crossover. Yeah, you like how I did that. So we've got Coinbase trying to appeal to the regulatory base for stock market, the SEC. They have to follow certain guidelines, restrictions. SEC says, "Oh, fuck XRP," and so Coinbase complies because they want to get this IPO. Coinbase represents. Let me look.
Where
right
does
now.
that extend to, though? Like, say, even Bitcoin, right, goes down thousands of dollars and then up thousands of dollars the next day. It's like, when did they decide that that's too volatile and can't sell Bitcoin anymore, or Ethereum, or Litecoin?
Okay, Doge is not too volatile. They're gonna have to sell you a whole bunch of it at a really expensive price because you're gonna buy a whole bunch of it really cheap from them, and then they're gonna pump it up, and then they're gonna sell it back to you. And so it's not a good investment for you to have as an exchange right now, especially when it's going to be attacked like this. So yeah, it's too fucking volatile. They can't do that with Bitcoin. I mean,
Really?
they could.
So
but you can't.
You don't think it's a good idea that let's see, how many people are in this Reddit? Like, let's say 400,000 people, if they all bought into Doge or Dogecoin tomorrow.
I mean, if they do, then that's awesome
what I'm
for me.
saying, the volatility, the problem, Theo, is they're gonna buy it from wherever at 4 cents and then pump it to $1 and sell it. Who's gonna back that? Who's gonna have the money to pay for that?
And that is the question, right? I mean, that's the question with GameStop.
That's the volatility that they're afraid of. That's the GameStop volatility that they're afraid of. There's a bunch of that stuff. So with crypto, though, it's a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier to manipulate. It's a lot easier to do what they're doing, Wall Street bets. And Dogecoin, nobody's doing it. Nobody's using it. It has no function, so it's a perfect candidate for this sort of shit.
And the whole thing's a meme to begin with. You know, it wasn't even...
There you go. It's a big middle finger to the fucking world because it serves no purpose other than to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
crazy.
It's
a joke coin. I've had thousands, and I never once ever thought it would go over a penny, let alone 7. So I'm be honest with you, bro. It's from my perspective, and maybe I'm just a neophyte, nubile idiot, and I'm already gambling on other coins. Why do I want to add another coin to my list? Like,
because you could make 1,000% return on it theoretically.
And right now, we're in something called alt season. That's to be expected on pretty much any coin right now. So why not bank something that I'm a little bit more comfortable banking? Yeah, maybe this Doge thing's for real. Yeah, I could get in on it. Yeah, I'm probably missing an opportunity.
I might get in on it.
But bro, at the price that it's at, I won't touch it. Been around it too long. Now, Bitcoin, as it goes up, yeah, I'm dabbling. But bro, at this point, my opportunity just doubled in value.
Oh, this cutting off is getting depressing. Come on.
Up to 45.55. So XRP it's skyrocketing. And of course I have that.
Yeah, I mean, so, that's the other one they're talking about.
If I'm on that one, I don't really need to be on the other one. At least I guess I could spread it around, but the truth is, man, I'm not part of this movement that you guys are part of. Most of these movements, in my experience with crypto, have all been market makers setting up a market so they can do a big dump. They've never actually worked.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Like, that is what they've been doing this whole time. I mean, you've seen it with Bitcoin a couple different times now. This is more, like you said, just the middle finger. And I guess the next logical step, once they drain out hedge funds.
This to me seems more logical, though, just because it's not the crypto community doing it. The crypto community is like, yeah, right, fuck off.
Yeah, they really are.
They're gonna make money on the volatility. They're gonna try to make their little pieces here and there. But dude, they're not gonna do what you guys are gonna do. and fucking throw thousands of dollars at Dogecoin and go, it's pumping. No, dude, too many times have we received tips in our life about something that's going to come and pump. And maybe it does for 10 seconds. And then usually it dips down lower than it was before, and you're left holding the fucking bag, and you got in while it was going up. So, yeah, that was fun.
No, I mean, if I was going to get on this Doge trend, right, it's cheap enough. If I threw in like $1, that'd be a handful of coins, right?
Yeah.
Or $10, or even, I mean, I'm not really in the position to lose $100, but theoretically I could. I would sell long before. Second it went up to a nice chunk, I'm out. I'm not.
That's assuming you didn't get an error on your sell order.
Yes.
On the way down.
And you're.
Like.
That goes back to GameStop too, right? Who's gonna pay all that money when the big sell happens?
Yep.
And so we'll find out, bro. We'll find out. This is, you want to play the game? We'll play the game. We figured out your ways, and we don't like them. We will copy you, but we will make you pay this time.
I wonder.
We will learn from you.
They already shut off buying. Yeah. I wonder if they'll flip the script and shut off selling.
No, they can't shut off anything at this point anymore without coming up with like.
Oh, hell would break.
Yeah, right. What do you think? Riots? What?
No.
Yes.
No, it's just fundamental distrust in all of the financial dealings of Wall Street and the government at that point.
But we've already had that from 2008. We are seriously.
Nah, that was just real estate.
We'll add
that didn't have anything to do with stocks.
Add that into everything that's been going on in 2020 and with businesses shutting down and stuff like that. People are already angry if they somehow block the big sell and nobody can cash out or get money. Man,
all hell would break loose.
It's too big right now. Too many people know what's going on. Like you said, Deep Fucking Value was interviewed by a major network, and people are emulating him physically because he is now considered an icon or somebody that they look up to. This doesn't disappear. This, unfortunately, is like a little insurrection. If you're like a dictator and you're running your little island and then the rebels pop up and you got to send in your guys and your guys get slaughtered. That's just what happened.
The thing that worries me about Deep Fucking Value is he's in it for himself. He's not really, he's not leading the charge cheering on everybody else or anything like that.
But how many people start that way and end up leading a movement?
Well, yeah, I mean, he kind of is, even though he really.
What if this is his movement and he is leading it? He started in it for himself because nobody was in it for this.
Yeah, he's been described as the guy who shows up at the same party that everybody else is having at 5 p.m. the day before. He was just already kind of there when this whole Reddit thing decided to do its thing.
Yeah, it's this has been going on for 3 years. Is that how long he has had these stocks?
Yeah, he's had GameStop for quite a while. And
because I remember reading about him going off on, what the hell's his name? The dude who got all the GameStop. Michael Burry. He got all pissy when Michael Burry started talking about GameStop. So he was in it before Michael Burry
Michael Burry is a goddamn fucking genius. I can't believe he's the one hedge fund out there that isn't losing money and is just still gaining money. Like, that blows my mind.
It's because he's loaned out all his shares to everybody, man. Imagine when he calls in all his shares.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you have to say this dude's the best to ever do it.
Yeah, he's sitting on, like, the ultimate factory. And, of course, they're probably all begging him not to call him in. And he doesn't have to, and he probably won't. You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be much better to have that over everybody instead of, the money?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm glad he was played by Christian Bale, because he really is the fucking Batman of stocks.
Well, legit, man. Every time I've seen him interviewed, anytime I've read something that he's written, he's articulate about where he stands, and he doesn't give advice.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that, kind of digging into it myself. Or you really, if you want a tip or anything, Michael Burry's not the place to go. Even though he's definitely the best to do it, and like anything he says.
But that's why he makes the billions.
Exactly.
That's why he makes money, man. That's it. His secret sauce, his magic formula that he's created is probably pretty simple. He probably has 12 to 16 different criteria he uses through multiple different like areas of analysis. And I mean, when when Katelyn and I, when we were doing real estate, we had this algo down to the point that we could find a home within 15 minutes. Like we could find 10 possibles within 15 minutes, and within maybe 2 or 3 hours probably find something that was a deal.
I hope you guys still have that written down somewhere, because I'm still sticking to my guns and saying the housing market's going to crash. Aside from whatever happens with cryptocurrency, it's been written in stone.
This magic old ass houses. Or five years. Yeah. Before, like 5 years before you can do
start
anything.
Being like,
oh shit.
Okay.
So too, we may end up
my computer is crashing hard. I'm gonna have to move next time we do a podcast too.
All goes down.
You guys there?
Are you there, Theo?
I am. No, I'm losing my computer hard right now. This is bad.
Buter
hard right now.
That's less than
I am hard right now.
Buter, not you.
Buter. Oh, Buter's hard right now.
Buter.
Yeah, so I decided that I was going to record my audio independently. And I don't think my computer's handling Reaper, Streamlabs, and Discord well at the same time. It's
how much RAM you got?
Let's check. I'm using 62% of it. Just on these 3 programs. So I think I'm going to have to move all my recording to the new computer, which I guess I should have done anyway. I'm just being lazy.
Oh, you were still on the old computer?
Oh, yeah.
You bastard. I thought we were on the new equipment already.
I'm getting my full use out of this fucking thing.
Use it to do something better, like download porn or something, dude. Make it useful.
Who downloads that anymore?
You never know when you don't have the internet, because you may live out in the woods and there's a windstorm.
Yeah, I lost.
You don't have power.
That sucks, because I just lost like 30 seconds of whatever you guys said.
That's all right. It wasn't really that important. I think we were just talking shit.
Usually.
Yeah. So
we were flatulating orally.
So Katelyn, what's your plans Monday morning? Besides putting your face right up to your phone.
I mean, other than putting my face up to my phone, I'm holding. I am holding. I'm holding out until, because honestly, this is all from $50. What I got in at 300 to me is just $50. And so whatever happens literally is, I'm holding. I'm waiting and seeing, because you know what? Fuck those guys up there. I remember 08. I'm playing their game. Fuck those guys up there.
That seems to be the consensus. Hold till 0. It don't matter.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you shouldn't hit 0. You guys are like investing in a company that's not gonna just disappear overnight. Like, you're not gonna liquidate. You're gonna see it start to go down and go, oh shit, sell. And you may miss on it.
GameStop has been pretty silent, but in the beginning of the week, last week, they were continuing their paperwork for closing down the company for good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's too late, if they'll rebound, or...
I mean, if it does close through just like Sprint did, then whatever that is on closing is what you get.
Okay.
That's what happened with my Sprint
Yeah.
stock. Was as soon as they turned it off, that's what I got.
No kidding. Well, let's hope GameStop, GameStop has the money. Not GameStop itself, but whoever's.
Well, I think in
These
Sprint's
clearinghouses.
case, I think you were bought out by T-Mobile.
Probably.
If GameStop goes under, shit, who knows, man?
It's been
Who the
going
fuck
under.
knows there? No, I'm saying if it's gone, like if it disappears, if it's
Yeah.
see crypto that can happen, bro. Overnight, your coin can liquidate. Your coin can go to zero. It can be no more. It can be found out that your coin is built on total shamel fucking lies, and overnight your coin goes from like $30 a piece to trading less than a
That's
penny.
every altcoin in my eyes. They're all built
Yeah.
on shams.
Everyone, Litecoin included.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping for the best for Litecoin and XRP, but
You think Litecoin's built on a sham?
we'll get into it. Prove me wrong.
I want to understand where that's coming from. Just making a statement and then saying "prove me wrong" is interesting.
I said most.
Because
I didn't say all.
and then, all right, and when I said Litecoin, you said yeah,
I said, yeah, sure. Get into it.
and then I said why, and then you told me prove me wrong. So that's why, is to prove you wrong.
So Litecoin has no chance of just disappearing overnight.
I didn't say that. You said everything was built on a sham.
I said most
Why are you
altcoins.
changing what we're talking about? Okay, we just went through this whole thing where you said Litecoin's built on a sham, and then you turned it to it could go zero overnight. No, I don't understand what you're doing right here.
All right, help us out, Katelyn. I said he was talking about things being built on a sham. I said, yeah, most altcoins are like that in my eyes. And then he went on a whole Litecoin tirade. Am I wrong?
He did ask, what about Litecoin? And you said yeah. So I have to do this all the time, man, Theo. I'm like his interpreter in some weird ass way. So what he got was you possibly think that Litecoin is a sham.
No, I
So
think
he wants to know
Litecoin's good.
why.
I think they're great. But I mean, to say it doesn't have a possibility of just disappearing. Of course it does.
Everything
Yeah,
does.
of course it does.
Everything does.
Dude, electricity. Fucking the lights. Yeah, everything does, bro. But if you want to argue about whether or not the air is going to be breathable, I'm done talking, dude. That's not a fucking discussion I want to have right now.
Yeah, we don't have to have it. You clearly don't, whatever.
I asked you why, and then you said prove me wrong.
Yeah, you could have easily just went into what Litecoin is.
I don't even know what your belief is. I don't understand what you think it is. If it's a nothing, if it's a something, if it's based on something logical.
I didn't even know. It was a. I thought it was like a stable coin, not some altcoin.
All coins that are not Bitcoin are altcoins. Ethereum is an altcoin.
Okay.
All coins that are not Bitcoin is an altcoin.
I thought there was two different things.
So right now, all stable coins are altcoins.
Okay.
You just Tether is an altcoin. They're all altcoins. And the idea is it's not Bitcoin. It's an alternative to Bitcoin. That's why I was so confused when you said almost all of them.
Yeah, I'm losing you again.
Like deep. Yeah, dude, that shit's fucking weird and built on a sham.
What is? Sorry, you just came back and this shit's
Technically Litecoin. Bummer. I don't know if we can talk about this.
I don't know if we can talk in general. You just cut off really bad again. You guys there? Where are we going?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not attacking you personally, Blangs, or Litecoin, man. I'm just.
Are you here?
I hope so. I don't know.
Am I cutting out as bad as he is?
You were before, but you're fine.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. Jesus, this has been a very sad turn of events with this whole recording process. Yeah, but I'm not attacking you personally or Litecoin or anything like that. It was just your chance to explain how awesome Litecoin was.
Oh, well, sorry. That cue wasn't there. What I heard was a very strong opinion with no backing, and then prove you wrong. Go.
Yeah, that was
I don't know what to prove.
That was your cue.
I don't know what that means, bro. That's like, all right, I'm gonna slap you. Go fight. What the fuck do you want to fight about?
No.
Like
No,
what?
I don't want to
Is
fight
it
with
the
you.
blockchain? Like the block speed is too fast, too slow. What? Is the
No,
confirmations that bug
I
you?
have Litecoin.
Is it the finite amount of coins? Like, does it have to do with the fact that it's mined on a script? Like what are your issues with it? Is it because it's proof of work? I mean, like, is it because it's non-privacy? I don't know, bro. I don't know what your arguments are. So when I hear that, I ask why, and that's why when you say prove me wrong, why prove me wrong? Fuck off, dude. Because it doesn't obviously matter to you. So why does it matter to me?
No, all right, yeah.
You have no reason, so
Dude.
I guess there's no reason to talk about it. That's what I heard.
All right.
On the other side, do you hear that silver's actually up right now?
What is it? 28.
28. Yeah.
That's so sick. Last year, this time I think it was 20. That's silver, dude. We're so fucking in a recession. It's not even funny. Freaking Greater Depression, straight up.
Probably the greatest, realistically.
Not just greater. It's not greatest, bro. There's always a greater. It's just the Greater Depression.
Yeah.
The Greater Depression.
There's the Great Depression, and then
fuck you.
There's the Greater Depression, and then the Roaring 20s. You know.
Yeah.
Just, bro, right now there's a lot of. I think in the world we believe that if you lie long enough, people would just believe it, and it doesn't matter anymore. And you're either gonna have to agree with that or disagree with it at this point. And if you don't agree with it, then I want you to burn the fucking world down. But if you do agree with it, then sit back and take what you're getting served, bro. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I want to see people shaking the pitchforks and screaming, but at the same time, I really think that all that will happen is placation enough to make you stop screaming, but we're not going to fix the problem.
No, we never do. Because if we did, we wouldn't be doing this again.
Yeah, if we really had this problem fucking nailed from the beginning, then we wouldn't have this issue, but it's the same problem that we always have.
No, I mean, the government's just been printing money on full scale since the market crash in 2008, right? I mean, it never stopped. Well, we never recovered, really.
3/4 of the money that's in circulation right now is printed in the last 18 months, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say that it was being printed since then, but really, honestly, like I said, 3/4 of the money that's in circulation right now was printed in the last couple years.
So fucking much. And that's before the coronavirus, right? That's before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that includes time before it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're only a year in, if even.
No, a year and a half. I look back and I figure we probably. Well, no, it's a year, huh?
Yeah, for the virus.
January,
yeah,
year and a month. Mm-hmm. Year and a month officially. Although it's probably running.
That lovely March day that O.J. Simpson was at Costco buying all the fucking toilet paper and water and paper towels, and then it was all gone.
Yeah, if they printed in the last 18 months, that means they were printing a good 6 months before this even happened. It's like, I wonder what that's about.
Oh, they have been.
Yeah.
Well,
they've been. No, that's a deep one.
Yeah, that is a deep one. The deeper you go into crypto, the more you can learn about that. That's for sure.
How so? Like about the government printing money?
Well, understanding that we're on a fiat currency, which is not backed by anything, which means you can just print it and it only has value because the people who can print it says it does. It's bound to fail. Look at the DXY, which is the dollar exchange. It's the value of the US dollar. And just Google it on TradingView, DXY, and then do a parallel comparison to Bitcoin, and you'll see what's happening is Bitcoin is 100% a hedge against the dollar. For every penny that the dollar goes down in value, Bitcoin goes up. The dollar has been going down in value so fast. There's like, have you seen that picture of the dollar and it's got like a jagged stock market line going down on it? Have you seen that anywhere?
No.
Come across that?
I have not.
So if you do, that's the DXY, and that's the value of your dollar. I want to say last time
90.55 right now.
You're saying we're rocking pesos. We're not even in the.
we're not whole dollars what our dollar is worth anymore. Yeah, I get it. Our dollar versus what the dollar is quote unquote supposed to be worth is only worth 90 cents. So
nice.
Comparatively speaking, like if you were to look back 20 years, our dollar versus then, the inflation is insane.
Oh,
and it's
not to cut you off, but I realized what I was talking about earlier. I meant tokens. Tokens are definitely a sham. Not all coins.
Motherfucking sham out the ass.
Not all
Some
coins.
tokens are cool. Some tokens are cool. But they're only cool because people get them for free and then sell them for money. And if you have some, that's cool. But for other people, that sucks.
Yes.
So
it's cool.
That's why I say they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Lot.
So my bad. I had my words mixed up.
Coin, so his Litecoin built then also falls, and that's why I was so.
No.
Now I think or number.
No, Litecoin is one of the main things I'd invest in if I had money.
You can always buy a little bit because if you have $1, you can buy.
I have my fucking god, this
spot is.
We're going through a cutoff. I don't know if you can hear me.
Marked forever. Yeah. I can
okay, good. Yeah. Litecoin is one of the. I have $5 in it. I have $5 in that, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And no, sorry, not Ethereum. Tezos, I think, is what I have the other $5 in, which went up. That's at $6.
A bank account.
My bank account don't have anything in it. It has, I think, $5, literally.
What, like 0.5% annually?
For what?
Shit. If you have an interest-bearing bank account.
Oh yeah, I mean I probably do, but it just never has money in it, so there's no interest to give me.
Give you interest, your stake. It's pretty cool, and it's liquid, which means an interest on it. You can't spend it, but your bank account is liquid staking, if you will. You can fill it or decrease it. If you hit a certain point, though, they won't pay you, obviously. But if you do hit that one point, they'll give you your 0.9% or whatever the fuck they give you. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable how impossible it is for the little guy to make money. And all
you're talking about.
I don't.
Coinbase's percentage back.
Fuck Coinbase.
Tezos. It has a set staking value. Coinbase is probably giving you the straight up most honest amount less their fee. The difference is until you pull it out, they're trading on yours, earning more stake on yours while you're not, if that makes sense.
I can't even pull it out. I was gonna transfer it all to KuCoin and see if I could just hold that in the wallet there. But yeah, my $5 dropped down to $3.87 on Bitcoin, and Coinbase wants $7.30 to send that $3.
Is it Bitcoin?
Yes, on Bitcoin. Yes.
Yeah, Bitcoin costs about $8 to make a transaction right now.
Seems to be the same thing with the other two as well, Litecoin and actually I didn't touch Litecoin, but Tezos.
Litecoin, well. Litecoin is going to be the cheapest. Your fees are fucking insane. I love sending Litecoin around. You might lose 10 cents or something, a quarter maybe. Dude, it's fucking beautiful. Litecoin is awesome.
Yeah, I mean we both like Litecoin. It's we've seen that go. What was it, $17 when LiteBringer started?
No, 40.
Was it 40?
It was 30 37. There was a $37 dip at one point, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's below 40." But yeah, man, it was really cheap to like play Lightbringer at the time. Now it's worth what, 130. So I mean, it's tripled.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is nice. And so I mean, I've made Litecoins playing that game, bro, and they're sitting in my wallet.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I did too, but
we got to get you like earning. No, like I made coins though, bro. I made Litecoins.
yeah, I just don't have the, I don't know, I guess time, patience. I guess more patience to open it up and play it every day.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You can take it or leave it, but yeah, I haven't opened it up since been months.
That's right on, man. Yeah, no, it's still making me Litecoin, man. I'm still earning Litoshi every day.
Yeah, when my because I stopped for a while and then I tried to get in back into it. I don't know if you remember that, and all my subs had expired. And at that point, it's like 22 characters. Litecoin was already up to 100 and something, and I didn't have any money to put back into it, so it kind of just got put in a box, stuck it in the closet.
Bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer. Yeah, I am starting to make money again, though. We'll see what happens with these stocks. I put in 100 on AMC. I got 120 in there right now. It was up to 180.
Yeah.
It was up to 180 at one point. But then the crash on Friday happened where they started artificially killing everything. So aftermarket, it looks like it's going back up. So I'm very curious to see what it hits Monday, and I might sell most of it just to reinvest somewhere else.
Yeah, because I'm really tempted because I finally got approved for Weeble. Thank you for that. I got my 2 stocks.
No
really want to
problem.
put.
I got denied.
What? You got denied?
Yeah, probably because I live in New Hampshire. I'll have to check again Monday. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get a share tomorrow morning on Weeble just so I have a little bit more like confidence knowing that when I'm ready to like pull it out, I should have my money instead of like wondering what the hell Robinhood's doing with my
Robinhood's not going to have money to pay anybody. Webull is backed by Apex, the clearinghouse, so they have way more cash to play with. They're not scared.
No, they're not. But I mean, like, I bought in, I want to say, like, around 12:30 in the afternoon on Friday, and I was up $15 by closing. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I'm really trying. I applied again on Friday to get approved, even though I was denied. I just resubmitted because I would get the 2 free stocks from joining, and then I'd get a free stock from you joining, but
yeah,
it's, as far as right now, they don't want me in there.
Bro, New Hampshire sucks, bro.
It's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, and there's no VPN for your license either, so it's like you just fucked either way.
Oh god, this is terrible.
Yeah, man, crypto sounds so much better.
See, but this is fun. I have been having a blast with stocks. I've had them for about a year now. And
oh yeah, you've been dabbling for a while. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, I still have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but hey, it's turning out great, so I can't complain.
I fucked myself over in the end, but never forget I paid my rent for like 4 months with stocks. GameStop in particular made me the most money over the from like August to December. You know, it was like $6 when I bought in. I bought 10 shares. It went up to around $20 I think when I sold. Between that and Bitcoin, almost tripling. I think it doubled at that point. It didn't triple. Yeah, I mean, I used all this to pay my rent for a good 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I like it. to have the eye for it, although I'm like super uneducated, as you can tell, Blanks, by my statement earlier. I don't know shit, but
You're fine, man. You know what you're talking about, man. That's why I was asking questions. If you came up with statements about tokens, I would have been like, "Oh, he's talking about tokens. He's not talking about alts."
yeah.
That's why I wanted more information.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking tokens when I said that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, there are fundamental tokens. Like, there's one token in particular that got me into crypto, so I have love for it, even though it's fucking stupid. So I have love for one token, but that's only because it got me in. And to tell you the truth, it got me in because my mother-in-law had it before I did. So if she had crypto before I did, that was unacceptable. And so you see that. Yeah, the ego is a bitch. So I proceed to jump on the crypto bandwagon, because if my mother-in-law knows what's up more than I do, fuck, man. And so, and no offense to my mother-in-law, it's just, that's a statement in and of itself. So
I was ready to forget about GameStop till my mom started making money and freaking out. Man, she has been blowing me up all week. She's having a blast herself.
How much does she have?
I don't know. She made some money, but she's holding. She joined Reddit. She's almost 50. She's on Reddit. Like, she's in, she's, I was just talking to her today. She's like, hold to the moon. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes! Dude, people are like loving this shit right now. Everybody's in. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a lot of FOMO in a movement like that, but I have seen the carpet pulled too many times in the crypto space, man. So I'm sorry if I can't get behind this one. Yeah, this is a once in a lifetime thing, and it's fun to watch on the side. And dude, there's plenty of crumbs spilling out everywhere for everybody to get rich. So
that's the thing, is people looking to get rich off this, they're in it for the wrong purpose. The actual
but that's unfortunately the gonna be the bulk of people who are attracted to this.
Unfortunately.
Now, if they find deeper meaning once they figure it out, which is the hope, because once you find deeper meaning, it's called purpose. Once you find purpose, then your purpose shifts. And if your purpose was to make money and your purpose now shifts to crushing the system, then, and you have an opportunity to actually be able to do that, and you understand what you're doing, then education and understanding.
Yeah, I'm smarter than, than to know my $100 is not going to make me $1 million. But to make me 120, that is a 20% gain. That's what I want to see. I'm good to withdraw at a 20% gain. And it would be the same for crypto. Yeah, that is a nice yield. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, with me, it's I take it personally. I got screwed over like when I just became an adult in 08, so like stick it to the man. But two, like GameStop, I even told our kids about it today. Our oldest, she understood. GameStop to me is where I went and bought my used PlayStation. What was that? 3 Blangs?
Yes.
It's where I went to go get a PlayStation 3 growing up in a Microsoft Xbox house to get on Call of Duty to find Blangs' ass and kill him a bunch of times because I had a crush on him.
Aww.
So, like, GameStop to me, like, yeah, I am all for it. Let's fucking go to the moon. Let's go past.
Yeah, see, the thing with GameStop specifically is, like, the people putting, like, $50,000, like, in now and, like, over the end of the week last week, that's dumb. That's not the way to do it. Hopefully it goes like above 1,000 in this, and they make money.
That 50,000 that people are putting in are the reason why the price is what it is.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that price action doesn't come from selling. That increased price action comes from
I do get what you're saying, but the whole point, and if you get like, you'll find when you go through Wall Street Bets, it's really flooded right now.
Okay, so it is, and I would say the people who want to throw in the $50,000, if you have more, then put in more, because the whole idea of this is to make sure that those motherfuckers have no stocks to buy.
Yes, you're supposed to be putting in money you are willing to lose.
As much as, like, Europe is doing it, Canada is doing it, that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
So those who do have the 50,000 because they just freaking have it and they're like, woo, this sounds like fun, Go ahead, put it in, but you better keep it in.
Yeah, like you got to be willing to
that's
lose
the
this money
thing.
or not get it back.
Yep.
That is
Yep.
the main thing. Is like
Yep.
sticking it to the man.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if you stick it in Robinhood or Webull. I don't think it matters where you're invested. I think there is a critical point. It's 140%. So
Oh, we're going through a cutoff. Moment of silence for my laptop.
True.
bummer.
Oh, all right. Just give it a second. Everybody pray.
No, this is the one he threw out the window.
All right. Nope. God damn.
It's doing.
Badoop.
Am I
Nope.
still here?
You are there
Okay,
now.
cool. Yeah, all right.
You have returned.
Weird.
Booyah.
I wonder if that will just solve it. Just kind of backing out and
Your
rejoining.
internet stuttered, maybe?
It could be. By the time we do it next week, we'll be on the main computer, which is hooked. It was just wired in.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. You're good. Relax.
So yeah, you got to be willing to lose money. This is about just keeping it in there, putting it to the hedge funds, and just going to the moon, just like everybody's saying.
And from what I've been reading, I'm trying to figure out how all of this works. And I will say that Wall Street Bets, they worded it in a way that my ding dong self was like, oh, okay, I understand. And if I'm reading it correctly, if this is going to go the way that we are thinking it's going to go, and somebody isn't going to come in and be like, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
We got to ride this for at least 2 weeks. Because this week is was it Melvin first? Is this week? Where they have to, every single day, their shorts close out. And then the next week is supposed to be Citadel, where the same thing happens.
See, that's awesome. I mean, there is money to be gained there. Because every time they close out, they have to buy whatever stock they shorted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, it goes back to who's paying that. Because it's not Robinhood.
Yes. Nope.
Robinhood doesn't have the money already.
I mean, did you see Vlad's house? The background?
It's the joke, yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but have you seen a side-by-side picture of Deep Fucking Value and then Vlad, the CEO?
Yes, I saw that, and I stared
They're
at
like
it.
fucking twins.
I stared at it for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, are we getting juked?
There is a 90% chance it's the same person.
Way too much similarity. Like, I'm looking at the nose, I'm looking at the hair, the eye structure. It's too creepy close.
Oh my god, it's twins. Like, identical twins. They are the 90% chance they're the same fucking person.
It's creepy.
The shape is a little different.
Yeah, but there's
eyebrows are totally different.
I read a story that they were separated at birth, and one was given the evil passage, and the other was given like the righteous passage.
Yeah, or like this whole time has just been a brother squawkle. Like, it's just been a family battle, like two brothers going at it.
Yep.
I mean, if he had a broken nose, I'd buy it, actually. If this kid had a broken nose, they are totally related.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he would too.
You know what I mean? Like...
But it's like he got mom's eyebrows and he got dad's eyebrows. Like his mom's eyes. But yeah, I can see it. But lips, he's got ips and he's got lips. He's got ips, man. They're not quite lips. They're just ips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they look more like brothers than me and my brother look like brothers. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, but I don't know. Their facial structure's really off, unfortunately. Facial structure's way off. The cheeks could be the way that they're smiling, but yeah, the nose is the nostrils that's a weird different nose.
Hey, nobody knew Clark Kent was Superman just because he put on the glasses. Remember that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
all he needed was the headband. That's his
headband.
And just to prove this point, back when Superman Man of Steel came out, Henry Cavill went to Times Square that was filled with Superman pictures. Like every billboard had a picture of Henry Cavill's Superman. And he was in the middle of Times Square wearing a Superman shirt, but had glasses on, and only like a handful of people recognized him.
Most people don't see past the glasses.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where or who you are. We don't have time to think about and process everything we look at. And unfortunately, the first thing we see is what we're going to process and then decide what to move on with. Once you recognize glasses, ain't that guy, moving on.
It's pretty funny. And I mean, I guess if you live in New York, you have a pretty narrow point of view anyway. You're not looking up at those signs every day.
Oh, no.
You look up at that shit, you get mugged, man, in New York.
Yep.
That's when you get mugged. You're looking, oh, that guy's getting, he doesn't live around here.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I'm pretty sure you zone those out after a while. But
Yeah,
it was
man.
a hilarious experiment, and like it was a good way to market Superman, I think.
Oh, big time. Big time. A lot of good free marketing. Very, very low B. And keep in mind, all those signs, $18 an hour.
I think there's supposed to be a sign on NASDAQ signs tomorrow.
That's pretty funny. I can't wait. Like, oh man, this whole next week's gonna be a blast. I'm sure we'll have plenty more to talk about. I'm sure the government's gonna have to give a statement eventually. They're trying to avoid it right now.
Well, dude, if they're pulling in billboards and saying Jimmy to the moon or whatever like that, dude, they'll probably put a halt on trading and say that there's straight up like manipulation.
Oh my god, that'd be. See, that's it. Yeah, shut off the buttons. You can't do nothing.
And
then that's it. And then it's like, I mean,
the floodgates have opened.
Yeah, but that's, I think, what they're gonna do. They're looking for the legal loophole that they can get away with. Well, it's the law, and I mean, dude, you can only use the rules so many times to break the rules that eventually, dude, let them eat cake, dude. Marie Antoinette, dude, at the end.
One of the funnier posts I've seen on Reddit on Satoshi Wall Street Bets is they want to buy a bunch of Dogecoin, put it in a physical ledger, and pay the So backing up, Mr. Beast is setting up a time capsule to the moon. I don't know if you guys know who Mr. Beast is. He's one of the richest YouTubers on the platform. He he gives away money like there's no fucking tomorrow. He's richer than rich, and the more money he gives away, the more money he makes off these videos. He should be the king of YouTube. I mean, the PewDiePie still is around and a thing, but goddamn, does this dude, Mr. Beast, make money, and does he show it? So he's doing a thing where he's sending up time capsules to the moon. It's $10 to have something placed in it. And everybody, they want to pull a revolution. They want everybody to spend the $10, get a ledger, buy Dogecoin, and literally send it to the moon.
I'm down.
Like, literally send it to the moon. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious.
I'm telling my brother.
Isn't that hilarious? That's so fucking good. Like, the memes. All the memes.
All of them. all of the memes.
Like, I doubt they'll do it. Like, I don't know if they'll actually gain traction or support for that, or how it'll work. But I guess you could with Dogecoin. You can't with stocks because you don't put stocks in a ledger or it's
no.
You don't have paper stock anymore.
It's technically not even on there unless they put the private key in the time capsule too.
Oh man, it's definitely a funny statement, and the fact that someone's trying to do it.
Because you don't even have to put the ledger in there if the private key is up there. Like
they just find it and they're like, "What is this?" And it's a thumb drive. Cool.
Basically, yeah, and they open it up and there's like 24 words, and so they like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it's a puzzle, and they're trying to scramble it all around, but in fact, it's just in a line, 24 words.
Yeah,
that's your wallet.
I'm not sure how smart these people are. I mean, if you go on the Reddit on Wall Street Bets, I mean, everybody's just like, "Yes, we're all retards. Don't like we're retards."
Yes, that has been the trend today. Oh, what was the one I saved today? I saved it because I want to say it in the future. Bear with me. I gotta find it though. Oh, there it is. Separate we are dumb, but together we are retarded. Diamond hands, diamond rings.
Yeah, it's all for shits and giggles. I mean,
It really
the only
is.
person really making money off of this is Michael Berry and deep fucking value himself.
Mm-hmm.
There is people that have, gotten away with like $4 million from the increase and stuff like that. No one's a billionaire. Like, no average Joe is a billionaire from this.
Nobody becomes a billionaire playing the stock market. Sorry. You got businesses that do that. You have passive incomes that are working for you while you're sleeping, because it's like winning the Mega Millions. That guy who won whatever the biggest one, 600-something million. So he takes half now. You got to win that 3 more times to be a billionaire. I mean, that's the kind of luck you need, and that's luck. That's not, in day trading I became a billionaire. No, fuck that, dude. You lose motivation once you hit.
Ignore that. Ignore what I posted.
Yep, that's his name, Theo.
When
That's what I meant to post. So this is what this is the point of view that the main people who have started this and the main OG users of Wall Street Bets are taking right now. Is everybody that's investing big amounts of money right now are dumb, because they expect this to go down. They expect it all to halt, and it's only meant to put in money that you're willing to lose. Like, how many people are, around the world, shit, even if you can get 1 billion people to put in $1, that's $1 billion against these shorts. And you're okay losing $1,
If they're transferring the wealth from the shorts to Doge, I'm gonna cry, because this is beautiful fucking middle fingering, is all I'm saying. That's like my point, is if they're switching it over.
Yeah, everybody's expecting.
If they close out for Doge, like if they decide, all right, switch it for Doge, everybody. Oh my God. See, this is something that crypto's been doing for a long time. You've got Telegram bots that like give quote unquote signals, which are just this is supposed to happen. Everybody's going to do this. And 90% of the time it just benefits like 1 or 2 huge bag holders, and everybody else gets fucked. The little guy gets fucked every time.
That's what's going to happen with GameStop. And they know that, and they're trying.
No. This right now is the little guy figured out a little loophole. And as long as this is a scenario, bro. Have you ever come up to a 4-way intersection, and those left-hand turn lanes, you got a protected left turn with the left arrow, and then when it turns yellow and red, you got to wait to yield? Yeah. You ever wondered what would happen if everybody just kept turning left when it turned green, and then when it turned yellow, they just kept turning left, and then they turned red and they just kept turning left? Dude, everybody would be able to turn left. Well, that's what you retards are doing in the Reddit, dude. Is you just keep turning left, and your middle fingering out the window as you're turning left, and you're still doing it, and you can keep doing that, dude. And as long as nobody stops, you can keep turning left, and this works, and it's not going to stop until it hits critical mass and it breaks. And then when it breaks, you have to fix the whole system.
The government or these hedge funds, someone is going to drive a big 18-wheeler through that line of people going left.
Oh, of course. But somebody is also going to be looking at all that traffic eventually and not turn. And then eventually more people aren't going to turn. And then that's the cascading backwards. And that's what they're trying to get happen. But right now you're hanging out the window, literally hanging out the window with your middle finger laughing.
Yeah, so what I was just trying to get at is a lot of the OG users are calling for lost porn is what they're calling it. Like, I'm just here for the lost porn, because they're waiting for everybody who's got in recently to lose. They don't expect to win. I don't think they ever did.
And that was the crypto community, bro. Before institutions started investing, everybody sold at 23, felt like a fucking genius, and then cried as they watched all the retards buy in at 30 and make money when it went to 40.
Yeah.
So this is it is, you've got the online poker versus brick and mortar poker. You got the guy who's been killing it at the live games, and then you got the guy who's been killing it online from home. And now the guy is playing online who's been playing in brick and mortar, and the tricks and everything that he learned in 15 years, the kids playing online learned in 3 months because they're playing 10 times as much volume. Dude, when you have a system that works, you don't innovate. And when you don't innovate, you get complacent and lazy. And you get fat. And you sit there. And then you get run over by somebody because you think you can't get run over.
Yeah, the only real way to play this game is in little amounts. The people that are, I don't know. There's no way people are putting in $50,000 and are going to let that lose, and they're going to cry when they do lose it. Like, that's why I put in a little bit, like $100. I'll make 20, 30.
There's a good chance. That it's not going to matter anyway, bro. Yeah. There's a good chance we're headed to the $50 fucking gallon of milk anyway, bro.
I'm for the slow.
Buying a fucking cow.
$1,000 Gamestop share is paltry when you think about, like, I don't know, the fact that milk's gone up a full $2 almost where we live already since we've lived here.
Yeah, it has up in New Hampshire too. Even Cumbies was always, Cumberland Farms is, I don't know if you guys have it, it's a gas station. They've always bragged about having the cheapest bread, the cheapest milk, and it's been at $1.80 for years. But Reese, if you go there today, you're looking at $3.80 for a gallon of milk and about $5 for a thing of bread.
Jesus Christ! Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but World War I, man, like a loaf of bread costs 1 million Deutschmarks in the morning, and by 5 p.m. that same loaf of bread costs 5 million Deutschmarks, bro. You had a country full of billionaires that couldn't afford to eat bread.
Pretty fucked up.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you start thinking about the quantitative easing, the printing of the money.
Yeah, I mean, even if we back out a little bit, back out from stocks, back out from crypto, our government doesn't look good. The economy and the housing market and everything looks pretty fucking shady right now.
It's all definitely propped up on a belief, that's for sure. And the belief in a lot of the systems is failing. There's a lot more in front of people that can't just be swept under the carpet. But then again, there's also a huge group of people that want to believe that everything is fine, even though it isn't, even though they're the ones who won't leave the abusive relationship because they think it's worth it, because they don't think there's any way to get any better.
And you think that's fear? I mean, even
obviously it's fear, dude, but it's fear of something different. They know what they have and how bad it is. They think if it changes, it
yeah, because like even Michelle wants none of it. She doesn't want to hear about any of it. She just, everything's fine, everything's good, house, family, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm in my office you freaking out, pulling out my hair, like, everything's in flames.
But what can you do? That's what you need to freak out about. You can understand it, you can know about it, you can learn about it, but freaking out about shit other people are doing is, I don't know. It feels, I guess, our way of trying to do something without actually doing something. It's going through the motions. It's not actually doing it.
What are the chances that everybody wakes up and actually puts in the effort to small midterm elections? Like, that's really the only way for people to change it, right? Is to elect different people in.
So right now, man, truthfully, the people are fucked, so it doesn't matter who you elect in. We need to focus on families instead of splitting families up and making them spend their entire day apart, and have other people raise their kids so they'll work hard to spend more time apart from their kids.
But how do you do that when the government's, literally telling you don't leave your fucking house?
How do you stay with your family and raise your own kids when you can't leave the
Well,
house?
yeah, I mean, you got more than just your immediate family, right?
Okay. What?
You have more family than just well, I guess you moved away, so it's I guess a different story, but like I have my mom, I have a big massive family that I saw today. And the government's been telling me no, you can't see each other. Politics has ripped a lot of them apart. I still I have family members who have blocked me over this last election. Like ripping apart families is something they are fucking totally doing.
They're forcing a paradigm. That's all. They're forcing a narrative that makes you believe that has to be that way. That's all. I mean, let's be honest, man. If I challenge any of your fundamental beliefs, I'm not really actually trying to better your understanding. I'm just trying to prove you wrong. At least that's usually how it's interpreted. Not from you, not from me, from a general perspective. Um, it's you're proving me wrong. You're not trying to actually fix or help. You're not trying to, and usually we're not asking for it anyway. It's just, hey, what do you think about this? And less, what do you think about it? And more, do you agree with what I think about it? That's what you're actually saying. And we just want people to agree with us. And when they don't, we want to prove to them how we're right. Because if we're not,
Oh
we're
man,
stupid and we're wrong.
that is fucking facts, dude. Like it's bad. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
The culture war and the war of ideology is just driving people nuts.
Keep in mind, dude, it's really tough to admit to oneself that you're wrong, let alone admit it to a complete stranger or somebody that you love. Okay?
Yeah.
You are fundamentally dealing with a belief structure that you think you're playing Foursquare, but you're playing tetherball, and you keep getting bashed in the head and you don't know why, but you're following all the rules to play Foursquare. And they're refusing to understand that they're not playing Foursquare anymore, that it's a totally different game. They're playing fucking racquetball.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I mean, and my family is very strongly opinionated too. Like a lot of them. Like,
It unfortunately, when it comes to opinion, one has to formulate that based on observation and experience, or they're just smart enough to kind of figure it out on their own. And then either way, that's all based on what your interpretation. You're right or wrong.
no one
right?
has a stronger opinion than someone who's figured it out on their own.
But what's funny is nobody ever figures it out on their own. They figure it out with the help of somebody, something, something.
Yeah.
And nobody ever figures out anything on their own. And we get trapped in this idea that it's our idea. And unfortunately, that's where once you believe that, then there's an emotional attachment to anything that's affected that idea, bro. Doesn't matter what it is. There's emotional attachment. Once you make a decision, like I could tell you that I put this amazing luxurious foot wrap on today, and my feet feel amazing. But you didn't give a fuck about that until I said anything, and you give even less of a fuck now because of what I just said. And see, facts and opinion. It's amazing, but I still think it's one of the greatest things in the world. And but I didn't feel the need to share it with you other than to illustrate that point. Bro, we are no longer looking for answers when we ask people about shit. We're just confirming our opinions, man. Except for if you're a scientist. But even then, you're still confirming your fucking opinions and then publishing papers to get more grants to do the same fucking bullshit story. Dude,
Yeah.
how many fucking lies are being told? Oh my fuck.
So
man.
many.
And it sucks, man. You cannot exist on a lie. Because a lie on 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 a lie. The truth will always come out, dude. It sucks. And it may come out after you're dead. It may never come out in a time that matters. But dude, it'll come out. It will, and it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter to anybody out there. That's the fucked up part. Is it doesn't actually matter.
No, you're right. Because
you know what I mean?
I mean, think of Edward Snowden and the shit that he released. I mean, you're being watched by everything. Hey, listen, slap,
Yeah.
wake up, you're being watched. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
They don't want to know that shit,
don't
but
give a
they
shit.
do. They need to, and they should, but they don't want to because, like you said, They'd rather just kind of assume everything's cool. If you got cancer, man, and you just ignore it, then you're gonna die from cancer. No two fucks about it. If you ignore it, if you kind of deal with it, you might. I mean, you could get lucky. I guess you could totally get lucky, and it could just go away. You could pretend like it doesn't exist, and it could go away. You'd be like an ostrich and stick your head in the fucking ground and leave your ass way up there to just get fucking pummeled. But you gotta at least look into what you can look into and consider the fact that all hope is not lost. That is a hopeless attitude when you give up like that. When you have no desire to actually work it out. That is, I just want to feel okay in the moment. I have no desire about my future self, and I don't give a fuck about anyone else. Addicts abuse that behavior. Abused relationships. They it's
I
the
can
same
get trapped
behavior,
in that.
man.
I get trapped in that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know, in the moment, I'm okay today. Fuck tomorrow. Live it for today.
Mhm.
I get trapped in that a lot.
Yeah, but your future self, you have to live today, but you also have to realize there's a future self that's going to look back on everything that you did today, and so today's got to be fucking
Oh
good.
yeah, and he's a judgmental bastard. The future self.
That motherfucker looking back, dude. That guy, because when I look back at the shit that I used to do and the shit that I do now, I can live with the shit I do now. The shit I look back on, I'm fucking like
Yeah,
shaking my head.
judgmental as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I often caution, don't live in the future, man. That's anxiety shit. That's sitting in your chair looking at the fucking government wondering what's gonna when are the nuclear bomb. Dude, don't worry, aliens are gonna stop the fucking shit. Don't even worry.
Yes. Call
But
back.
right? Exactly, man. So don't even trip about all that shit, man. And I know Michelle's attitude is probably just as accurate of a way to handle it. But I think understanding what's going on, being in the know, watching it, and if you want to be part of it, then you can be part of it. But if you don't understand what you're doing, you're a young boy going off to the Great War in 1917 with a life expectancy of 6 weeks in the trenches. It's awesome. This is how it is. You want to accept that, or do you want to try to do something about it? You know, like
I
I
think a
don't
lot
know.
of people are just trying to figure out what can they do. What can you do? You know, and that's not an easy question. It's not one you can. It's not the same for everybody either. We all have to find our.
I think actually, you might be surprised if we take a look at what we've been prepared to do in the world before we went out and did it, and how all that training works, and how little of it actually applied to what we were doing, and how much of it applied to our conditioning and social
Yeah, you get
behavior.
stuck in the system, and you find yourself in a spot where you're like, what can I do? I can't do anything. I owe money to school debt. I owe rent. I do this.
But you've trapped yourself into that thinking because they tell you that's a good way to think about it, so you can get stuck there
You
and
get
take
trapped
that
in the system.
excuse
Yeah.
for the bad behavior. You know, now that you've been quote unquote trapped in the system, you're not dealing with it. That's your excuse for not dealing with it.
Supposedly,
It's a weird. No, it's not supposedly, man. If you're trapped in the system, then it's not you, it's the system, and there's nothing you can do about the system. So you're just trapped. You're in jail. You don't have the key. You can't get out. There's no escape. There's nothing you can do. So why look for something to do? So you're trapped. There will never be an opportunity, even if the opportunity drops in front of your face with the fucking money in your hand, pushing your elbow to hand it to the person so that they give you the
yeah,
thing.
I got you.
You're
Yeah,
gonna put the
we're
money
talking
in your
about
pocket.
perspective. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And so it's unfortunately, man, that is the conditioning that you receive when you get graded on your performance constantly. When you're, and keep in mind these grades are based on tests that not only judge the fish on how fast it can swim, but also the giraffe and the monkey and and the hippopotamus, which could swim actually pretty fast. It's amazing. And the whale and the frog, and everybody has to go the same speed or they're not smart enough or they're not fast enough. You know, you get what I'm saying, man?
It's a shitty fucking
This
system.
world has conditioned you, but what's funny is it's not about you, it's the productivity and the product of your work. That's what they're actually grading, which is what comes out of you in factories, man, in assembly work, in brainless fucking TPS reports, and in the shit that fucking you train for years in a college for, just to turn around and, I don't know, throw it all away to go design ties because you realize fucking nothing you studied to do applies to anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
that you wanted to do.
I was actually just listening to a different podcast about that today, where like Gen Z, they feel like there's nothing they can do because jobs are gone, they've been gone, and they have all this debt from school. They come out of school, there's no jobs. All the jobs that were available,
Nope.
millennials took. Like,
no, and they were fed this line of bullshit that they'll get the degree, or the job will be there that will help them pay off this massive debt that they've accrued at this fucking college that supposedly fucking is going to get them the job.
There's no job to get. Yeah.
There never was, man. There never was a job. There wasn't a job since probably 1950 because college served a purpose back then, taught people how to write, and I don't know what it does now.
Collects
teaches
money.
People how to drink.
It collects money, and it teaches you.
Teaches you how to be a productive fucking degenerate.
Yeah, basically.
So that you don't actually have anything to show for it, so that you can get quote unquote trapped in the system, and then you can't fix it because you're quote unquote in jail.
I suppose there's always room for engineers, especially in a growing, like, autonomous market where there's we're gonna have robots take over.
Dude, engineers, architects, fucking scientists, these people that fucking go to school, like lawyers and doctors. Yeah, that makes sense.
But even an engineer will tell you they don't learn shit from school. They learn more in the first 2 weeks of the job than they've ever done in school. And it's probably one of the most expensive courses to study.
But they also learn how to meet deadlines. They learn how to work under pressure. They learn how to lean on their fucking classmates.
Couldn't you learn that? Just theoretically getting a job? You would learn pretty quick.
So there's an argument. There's an absolute argument that the person who decides out of high school to go into the business and then take in-house training and then advance that way, they're literally 4 years ahead of the college graduate who has to do the exact fucking same thing when they graduate.
Exactly. Exactly.
And keep in mind, the college graduate is usually not ideal because they have bad habits that they developed from college.
And they bad habits. They develop bad habits in college. Yeah, it's hitting the nail on the head there. Yeah, it's almost like you went to school.
Yeah, man. I did. Bro, I Van Wildered, man. I went for 6 years and I have no degree to show for it. I paid off all my debt. Not proud of how it all ended up happening, but yes, it's all paid.
You paid off all of your debt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We did. It's paid off. Paid off all of the debt.
You fucking... Would you tie a concrete brick around it and throw it in the ocean, Blanks? It sounds fishy as fuck.
No, I Michelle'd it. I just said it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It'll go away.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then I get a letter in the mail. It's like, hey, all of your tax return went to student loans. And I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse me, what?
And I was like, 3 more years, we should be done.
What?
Because, what the fuck? But yeah, so... we didn't get tax returns for a couple years, which was fine. I mean, at the time, it really wouldn't have done anything but just exacerbate life.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, by Michelleing that in my life, I'm sorry to say it that way, by just completely ignoring it and just pretending like everything's fine.
You don't listen anyway. It's okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to talk shit. I don't want to sound that way unless it's about you. No, I'm kidding. So, by doing that, though, it ended up costing a lot. I mean, I was open about everything with Katelyn, but I don't think the gravity of the situation really struck her because, that's the government. You borrowed money from the government. They're going to get their money back. That's how dirty this fucking system is.
I paid my loan back. Like, I settled. Like, what's your problem? And mine was funny, too. Like, Theo, I got kicked out of online schooling in the first 2 weeks.
Congratulations. You need a trophy for that. How the fuck did you manage that?
I went in for criminal justice. I always wanted to be a cop or do forensics. So I was like, criminal justice. And my first 2 classes were write 5 essays this week. And I'm like, oh, no, thank you. And so like I kind of started leaning away from it, and then we did have a family death, and like things got weird. I was away out of state, and my mind just wasn't on school.
And there
And
wasn't easy access to internet at the time. Let's
which
keep that in
sounds
mind,
so
man.
like
It's not,
1900s, but it was like
dude. It
it's
isn't until
2009.
honestly
It might
recently
as well have been the
that it's been
1800s.
like maybe
Yeah, if you're talking
2018
about like
at that point.
90s and in the early 2000s, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
fuck.
it didn't work. It wasn't the right time for my life. It didn't fit in. So I got kicked out, and they gave me like I got financial aid. I think I got like $2,000. And then they're like, "All right, you owe 300." And I was like, "No." They're like, "All right, will you settle for 112?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, here you go. Bye." And so when we get a tax return, it's over 5,000 and it's all gone. And he's like, "Yeah, 3 years." I'm like, "What the fuck did you go to school for, bro?"
Schools are desperate for money. So I went to college and dropped out. I owed like $3,000 or something like that, and I somehow got the school to pay half of it. I was like, "No, I'm not paying this."
Yes.
And
All right, on.
they're like, "We'll take half, and you just pay the other half." And I was like, "All right, fine." So I was able to pay that off pretty quickly. No degree to get out of it or anything like that. But Michelle owes $40,000.
Yeah, that's
a lot
what
of
a
fucking
that's what
money.
a degree will cost you these days.
Yes, it is.
It is. It is. It's quote unquote your first
Yeah,
mortgage.
that's more than a few years of fucking tax returns, especially with the tax returns we get lately.
Oh, bro, remember, keep in mind, I've been long gone out of college. At this point, they've been taking my tax returns every fucking year until I got married.
Yeah, no
So
shit.
it didn't just happen that year, dude. They've been paying back my fucking shit that way for years. Like, after a point, they were like, we'll just take your fucking tax return. I said, okay, that's fine. Fuck it. Claim fucking, like, as little as possible. But, I mean,
Not paying your child support will fuck you over pretty hard too.
yeah, I was in that position where I literally couldn't afford it, and it ended up costing me my license and a few other things. That's a funny story too. I ended up, I think it was driving while suspended for almost like 2 years, bro. That's terrible. But my license got reinstated. I was finally clear with my child support, and my insurance canned me because they said my license got suspended. They just missed the fact that it got suspended the first time, and they got the reinstatement notice, and then they canned me. So I had insurance the whole time. I just didn't have a license.
Yeah, my dad will forever be a drug addict just because he can't get an actual job. They will take all the money, even though I'm almost 30. Like, the government wants their money. You know what I mean? And I won't see any of it. It'll go straight to the government. So for that, he can't get a real job. So he'll always sell drugs and just always be in that spiral.
Unfortunate. Well, he'll think that that's how it has to be.
Oh yeah,
until either
yeah.
it's
He's
dealt with.
convinced himself in his mind that's the way it's got to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, and that's that same conditioning that we are trained to think like through school, man, through even college is extreme. You're conditioned to become an employee, bro, not a boss, an employee.
Yeah, he can't get a job because of child support, so we'll sell drugs and then go to jail. And now he can't really. Now he really can't get a job, right? Because he's in and out of prison. So you gotta sell more drugs. Can't get a job. Oh, I want to get clean now. Oh, I can't. Guess I'll go back to selling. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking sad life. Oh yeah,
circle.
it's a wicked sad life.
It's like binge eating.
Mm-hmm.
Same vicious cycle, man. What we do causes us the pain, so we do the thing to alleviate the pain, but that thing we do causes us more pain. And that's the ignoring it, that's how we handle problems. So I guess what we're getting at is deal with issues. Be honest with yourself and deal with shit, right?
Yep.
Is that all we're saying?
Therapy is not a bad option.
Well, I mean, the rapey is okay if you need it,
So, I mean, besides the meltdown that is the stock market, is there anything new going on with cryptocurrency? Is there any headlines?
Here, let me check this. Let me check the okay, so I don't follow a lot of coins. I mean, I follow volatility because I bought volatility. I find coins that have a lot of volume and have a lot of movement. And if I can catch dips and I can catch peaks, as long as the candles are wicked, man, I'm there with a bot. So right now, XRP just recently went on kind of a little tirade, man. That went up quite a bit, and I know it was being targeted.
It's being targeted, but not by the full community. There is definitely a small group of people that are going after it.
Well, keep in mind, do you remember when I said this is alt season?
Yeah.
What that means is money from Bitcoin is being cashed out whenever it goes up, and then that profit is being taken out or pushed into altcoins. If the bag holder, let's say the guy who's cashing out like a shitload of Bitcoin, he got in his positions at like 19,000 is when he got in. He was the guy who bought at the top at the last one, like felt like an idiot, but he sat on it. And then when it hit, like 40, he sold. So he's got these profits that have been sitting. Every time Bitcoin gets low, he'll buy a little bit, but the bottom line is he's got Bitcoin profits. Every time Bitcoin pumps right now, you'll see it dip probably way down and then go back up and then just kind of hang out, and it'll range sort of. It's going sideways. If you look at the dominance, the Bitcoin dominance, and that's something you can Google, when that shit slips below like 80, down to like 60%, that means in crypto, Bitcoin represented 80% of the total market. When it slips down to like 60, you're going to see coins like XRP go 20x. You're going to see, and it's going to be wild. Pictures from alt season, if you Google alt season prices, like previous alt season prices, you'll see coins that are worth less than $1 today that were worth $2 then. So you could imagine what they pumped from. And this is just because of the metrics behind supply and demand of coins, sort of like GameStop doing the same thing, and using heavy volume to push prices up to an insane amount. Right now, it's believed that we are in alt season, which means we are watching random coins, random altcoins just pumping insane amounts. Engine coin was one of the first ones that had like an 80 or 100% pump initially. If you look at Polkadot right now, that thing is soaring. Ethereum hit a new all-time high. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. But after Bitcoin hit its all-time high, it dropped like 10,000 and then just went sideways.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And so when it's going sideways, it's not growing, which means that volume, if the asset class is growing, is going somewhere else, which means that other place is growing. And these are like getting in on penny stocks. Because you could have 3,600 tokens that were worth less than a penny, and now they're worth 33 cents each.
Yes, that's such a good yield. Like, depending, if you put in a lot of money on that, it's crazy how that works. It can go up from 1 cent to 8 cents, and if you put $1,000, you went up to 8,000. Like,
yeah. So crypto has that possibility right now, but I'm not playing that game. I mean, I'm obviously trying to take advantage of the ranging if it's happening. If it's going up 10% in a day, I'm able to buy really low, sell really high a bunch of times. That's pretty fucking good. But I'm day trading. I'm literally day trading. I'm not hodling. I'm not trying to like get in really low and then sell really high and go, haha, look at my lottery jackpot.
And that's good. That was the game I was playing last year. I was putting it in one stock, it went up this much. I took it out, put it in another stock, went up this much, took it out. Just completely.
I mean, if you can automate that shit so you don't have to think about it and it just does it automatically for you, and then it's got built-in stop loss and a bunch of things like that, man, I'm for it. That makes more sense because that's what the big boys are doing, bro. That's what the ones who are actually making money are doing. people who are trying to do this shit manually are
You can't do it fast enough. That was one of the things I was learning.
Dude, you're in Indy 500 with the Flintstone car.
Yeah, exactly. When I was day trading last year, man, there would be so many dips and then major gains, and there's just like I could not buy and sell fast enough. It just wasn't possible. And I have a whole nother life, so it's like you get distracted, you look back, you're like, oh shit, damn.
Yeah, I missed all these opportunities, which is another, unfortunately, it's a weird perspective that we get into where it's like we convince ourselves, had we been looking at it, we would have caught it. No, dude, we still wouldn't have caught it.
There's a lot of there's a lot of normies out there right now who are like really depressed and sad about this whole GameStop thing, even though they made a couple $1,000s. They're like, oh man, I shouldn't have sold last year. Pulling their hair out, like it's just like you made a couple $1,000s. Like, right?
Yeah.
You either got the money out, or you decided that it wasn't enough and you're waiting for the big payday. But if you never decide how much that is, if you don't have a number, it will never come. You'll never cash out.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody. He was like, I lost $50,000. I'm like, what do you mean? What did you do? And he's like, oh, I bought GameStop and I sold it early and now it went up this much and that was $50,000 I could have had. I'm like, you didn't lose shit. You didn't lose anything.
What? Let me ask, dude. I guess you could say that we lost millions on Powerball, bro. Because if we would have played just those winning numbers on that last draw, we would be millionaires right now. We could have that argument with them.
It's the same argument.
Anytime you hear that argument, you can just say that argument. And that maybe if they get it or they look at you like you're stupid, you could smile and be like, exactly. Like, thank you. I agree. Like,
yeah, it is. It's a weird game, and the fact that it's opened up so much to just regular people, almost everybody, it's causing some real mental storm going through. I was gonna say country, but I guess the world now.
Mhm.
Well, this is a real power to the people moment. It's a small guy moment. Everybody loves David versus Goliath. Everybody loves it. It's the best story, man. I'm sorry. Everybody loves an underdog. Rudy. So you want the little guy, dude, to get a shot. Fucking Frodo was the little guy, man. It's just dude. Luke was such a little whatever, little fucking womp rat, and when you meet him, it's just the underdog story is so powerful because it's true. Because most of the time it's injustice, most of the time it's wrongdoing, and most of the time it's righteous insurrection, and it feels good to be part of that revolution. It feels good to be part of meaningful change. It feels good to be right, bro.
It does. I agree. But with that, unless you guys have anything more to say, it's getting late on my end, and I got work in the morning.
You gotta pick up the Forest and PlayStation Plus so we can play. And then Brawlhalla, dude, my kids will bash with you.
Oh, I already have Brawlhalla.
I mean, you have. Well, if you can play Brawlhalla, can you play it without Plus? That's cool. Yeah, no, Forest, you need Plus, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I am hooked on this game. It is totally Minecraft for adults. I am so glad that Josh got me into it and then quit playing it, because otherwise I would not. Well, dude, I Minecrafted, man. Like, I have a base set up with like this stone tower. It got totally destroyed because I am not that great with a bow right now. And of course my fire is, I gotta work on my fire ability. But dude, the game, you are in, God, I don't know, somewhere that's got gators and boar. And you gotta craft like a worm suit if you want to stay warm when it gets cold. Like if you get wet, like you lose stamina. You got to stay hydrated. You got to eat. And then, of course, everything is built. And the more you build, the more mutant hordes you draw to you at night that you have to defend against. And it's It's terrifyingly nerve-wracking. Your first couple nights, if you don't know what's going on, you'll find yourself in the middle of the forest, and you'll hear like creatures crawling around. You'll hear the trees creaking and the wind, and then randomly you'll hear like a scream. And you'll turn
creepy.
around. You'll turn around and you'll be like, "What the fuck was that?" And then you'll hear something break, like a branch next to you. You'll turn and you'll look over there, and it's like a rabbit. And then like the moon will come out and you have just enough light to be able to see, and so you sprint across the field, and that's when you can see out in the distance the silhouette of something running by on all fours, like really fast, unnaturally fast. And you're like, what the fuck is that? And then you'll see like 3 or 4 more chasing it, and you're like, oh my god. And then you'll turn around because you don't want to go that way, they're all going that way, so you're like, I don't want to go that way, so you turn around, and that's when you'll see this thing that's got like multiple legs, kind of just like growling and looking in your direction, but not yet. Dude, it is one of the
And
most
then it
intense.
stands on its hind legs and shoots a baby out at you. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird, yo.
Yeah, that one's called the vagina. So yeah, they've got that one, the leg monster, there's the arm monster. Dude, it is that you have to go through these caves where the only light you have is a Bic lighter.
That's it, just a Bic lighter. Sponsored by Bic.
Yeah, dude. Like you have to go through these dark ass caves, and like if the cannibals, and they are cannibals, they're humans, they eat you. If they see the light, they'll come fight you, they'll eat you, they'll try to kill you. And so there are parts of the cave where you have to turn off your light and sneak, and either hopefully get by them or like sneak attack them, or dude, it's nuts because they can see in the dark, you can't see shit. So unless you got your lighter out, and dude, it goes out at the worst fucking time, like like a lighter does, dude. It just goes out, and then you try to light it, and you know that fucking sick feeling when you try to light your lighter and it just clicks and it doesn't even spark.
Yep.
Dude, it'll do that 4 times before it even fucking lights. The game's sounds, the game's ambiance. I mean, it's from 2018 is when they released it for PlayStation, and I think it's been around longer than that beforehand in like a beta. As far as the survival genre, it has a great story. So I mean, even for streaming, dude, you would be able to do it episodically and follow through. Like today, we're gonna go check this cave out. Like Blanks told me about this spot, and then you'll go fucking check it out and freak yourself out. The first time you die when you're playing single player, they drag you to a cave to eat you later. And you wake up and you're hanging there, and you have to figure out how to get down and escape from this cave. And dude, it's nuts. It's a beautiful game. It's terrifying. It's fun to play. It's got that Minecraft sort of building sort of, I don't know, that I love that aspect of it, the crafting part. But it also has great like hunting with spears, bows, and then of course like you're defending against these crazy mutants, all while trying to find your son Timmy. Your plane crashes in this woods, and so you're trying to find your son Timmy. You're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this forest. You're trying to survive. There's stuff to explore everywhere. It's open world, so it's non-linear at all. Like you can go straight to the end if you want. It's very difficult, but you could do that. But yeah, it's dude, it's a game that's it's blown my mind. When we went in, I realized that I didn't know enough about the game, so I started kind of studying it. And if I hadn't done any type of diving into the game, now I haven't done a lot of diving into the game, just specific things. But if I hadn't, I don't know that I ever would have figured them out unless I just played this game religiously. But it's outside of the box fucking thinking. It's crazy. The exploration factor is nuts. You have to find the cockpit of the plane because you obviously land in the tail. Yeah, man, it's great. It's fucking great. I love it. It's got me. And it's multiplayer. That's the other part about it. Minecraft is cool because it's multiplayer. You and I can build our fucking iron farm together. Like we can, and both of us can play it. Whatever. This game, man, is nuts, dude. It's absolutely nuts building something together with a buddy. Because you have to set up traps, You have to set up defenses. You have to set up ways to make and process food and water. And because you can't just eat the raw food, you have to cook it or dry it or do something with it. And then if you get desperate enough, you can cook up their arms and legs and eat those.
It sounds great. I'll try to. Let's see. I might be able to pick it up Wednesday when I get paid.
Let me know, because dude, it is. Like I'll kick the girls off it or whatever. But yeah, we'll play through. We'll start from the beginning, so that it's just you and me. Don't really worry about dying, because if it's multiplayer, I gotta pick you up, or we start over back at the plane, and we won't go too far from the plane. We'll just build up from the plane, and then we can work out from there. And that'll just kind of give you a good base for the game, instead of like, oh, we gotta go here, and then we gotta go here, and then we gotta do this. Nah, dude, we'll play fucking the game. All right. But yeah, dude, it's the way you and I used to play over on Prowl server. You remember that? This forest, dude, will be next level of that, where instead of dealing with creepers constantly and like zombies, and I mean, it's not that difficult to build in Minecraft. We're gonna have these ornate towers with zip lines running between them, and we're gonna be like camped out and all this other shit. And then this big fucking mutant who just gets pissed will stomp its feet, put its head down and charge, and break every fucking thing. and it's because maybe we got too comfortable, or maybe we forgot about something in the defenses. Dude, this game is awesome that way. And it also forces you to move around. Because if it gets too intense, you can apparently train the cannibals not to attack you, so they'll be friendly.
Well, there it is. Everybody who's listening, pick up the forest.
Anyway, I love the game. Sorry, man. Sorry for going off on it. My wife has been probably like, can you fucking put this game down, please? But,
I'm going to get it too. Everybody listening should get it. And they should join our Patreon if they want to hear more than just 4 episodes. We are on Spotify, the podcast Bean application. We are on Amazon Music, and we are now on iTunes. But if you want more than just 4 episodes, you're going to have to join our Patreon. It's just $1 a month, and you get access to our Discord where you can come play the forest with us and listen to the podcast live.
Dude, yeah, and it's sick. There is technically PvP and then structured destruction, so I guess if you wanted to come play in my world and destroy my shit, that'd be fine.
Well, we'll start a little world together, and we'll fucking do something awesome with it.
Dude, I think you're gonna love it. There's one last little tidbit from the game. When you can find it, there's a cassette recorder, and there's different cassettes throughout the game you can find. And when you play the cassette recorder, it gives you energy, but it also it draws the mutants and the cannibals to you because you're making loud noises. So I'll be out there chopping trees, rocking out to this heavy metal, and I'll turn around and there'll be this mob of cannibals surrounding me, and I'll go, oh shit, yeah, dude. So it's dude, it is. You remember how terrifying that title update was for Minecraft the first couple nights before you had shelter, before you had a bed? On the new update with the despawning.
Yes, it was the scariest thing I've ever played.
Okay, so imagine that like in a realistic forest. And these things are fucking terrifying.
Sounds it.
My wife will she'll just hear one screaming and she'll go, nope, and walk out of the room. Like, that's just, yeah. That's how it is.
All right. Well, I'll pick it up and we'll play together, and maybe we'll stream and somehow give probably our Patreon members access to it. We'll put the streams up there.
Yeah. Well, bro, Josh also has this game. So if you're playing and he's playing, dude, imagine this game. I mean, I think we can get 4 people at a time in a lobby. So, I mean, that's, dude, This game is insane. I found a couple locations that you can get modern arrows. I know that sounds silly, but in order to craft arrow, anyway, dude,
Yeah, we'll get into it. When
Yeah,
get
he
into
could go on
Yeah,
forever,
it sounds like
Theo. Oh my
yeah,
God.
it sounds like it. We'll do like a proper podcast about it when I get the game and have a chance to play a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Sorry for taking that over for the last couple weeks. Like 20
It's
minutes
okay.
going off. Bro, I haven't been this excited about a game since
I haven't seen you this excited about a game since I first joined Minecraft and we started playing together.
Yeah, well, Minecraft had all this, but it's Minecraft, man. I mean, I've watched my kids play Minecraft after playing the Forest, and I'm just like,
All right, man.
It's still the game, but I mean, it's Minecraft.
I hear ya.
It's not, I don't know. There's something charming, dude. There's something absolutely charming about throwing a spear like 25 yards and nailing the deer and downing it, and then going over and skinning it and looking up and seeing the cannibal watching you do it. There's nothing more charming than like, what the fuck are you doing? Where's your buddies? Like, dude, they did a great job with the ambiance on this game. So anyway, I will. I hope I will see you on Wednesday. Just put it that way.
Yeah, man, it sounds like a blast. It's gonna be a crazy week, and we're gonna have an interesting podcast to do next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
yay.
I have a feeling, no matter what, there's going to be a lot said.
I'm sure there will be. All right, man. You guys have a great night.
All right, bro.
You too, man.
Again, if you enjoyed that podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and the Podbean app. If you are unsatisfied with just 4 episodes, please consider joining our Patreon for just $1 a month. You can get access to our Discord, listen to us live, play the Forest with us, potentially, and have access to every podcast we've ever done, including extended cuts and possibly Twitch live streams. Thank you for listening to the Philosophy of podcast. You guys have a great day.